Okay, so welcome to the first videos to for the explanations for the repository called the fundamental templates of R. So I named this templates with such name not to scare any people, but the aim of those templates are to create demonstration for basic R functionalities for statistics and data visualization. Uh, and there's a more ambitious aim of the repository, which is to write a statistical report automatically in the future. So I wanted to do this by writing by first writing those code blocks in RMD file, which stands for R Markdown, and then use the package called knitr to really generate the reports, so that the reports include the data and the display of the data, the code, the models, and the plots, and probably some explanations, because we can write templates because we can write templates of text that help us explain the output of the model. For example, we could have automatic we could have function to comment on the performance of the model. We can have the functions to comment on whether it is valid to use certain models on certain data, and later we could also write function to compare the performances of the model and analyze whether there is overfitting or not. Okay, so there's some reason that I don't really want to write the whole things to as large, like higher level function that includes the entire blocks of code, because whenever people write a function, there are two types of things that the people are doing. One is that we could make some kind of abstraction of some manipulation, which requires lots of which require more abstract mathematics than writing a normal statistical paper, or it will be like somewhat more abstract, and it's harder to manipulate. The second thing is that when a new function is written, it's usually based on some other function that are defined within the R language or or other packages. So we are creating a wrapper function to wrap those high level functions inside. But the problem is there are lots of packages that already have those high level wrappers, and if you wrap the functions in an even higher level, sometimes it's really hard to see what's going on with the model, because after all we need people to read this. We need people to read the report, and the model. It's models that make sense to people, but not the code itself. So we need the code to be easier to manipulate. So if I write those things as a code demonstration, we could later either find and replace certain keywords variables to customize for certain data, or we could use some string manipulation functions to manipulate different we could manipulate different blocks of code to customize what content is needed for a customized statistical report.